What a start to his career Miles Lewis-Skelly is having. The man is being compared to Ashley Cole despite playing, what, 10 or so Premier League games. He's just a young man living the dream, from that age there to obviously scoring. This is what we all had ambitions of doing. You remember the first game at the Etihad where he somewhat announced himself. Haaland, if you don't know who Miles Lewis-Skelly is now, then you definitely know who he is now. As I said, forget that for a sec. He's living the dream. I love this. I'm just going to say this now. I love this. I think in a day and age where we really and rarely see personality from footballers, Lewis Skelly's been in the first team 5 minutes. He's 18. To hear, the way he speaks about his career, the passion, the drive, what he is as a person, let alone footballer, to obviously see how he's playing, to see him rattling the Spurs fans in the North London derby, announcing himself against Haaland. Obviously, his red card got rescinded as well against Wolves. His name he's been about. He's doing the job, mate. And he's from Haaland. How much money has this man saved our football club? And we can't forget Ethan. Again, Lewis Skelly's living the dream. And I actually remember, I'm sure in the FA Youth Cup against Manchester City, he scored. And that might have even been the winner. I could have been wrong. So it's almost like a full circle moment from that perspective. And also the whole shenanigans with Arsenal versus City, let alone Miles Lewis-Skelly and Haaland at the Etihad, people. And as I said, he's got his first goal, which, what a goal it was with his weaker peg. Use your right foot a bit more quality. And he deserves it, man. He really deserves it. We know it's lovely to see Haaland come through. If he wasn't going to get the big buck new contract, he probably is now. As I said, the man's played 10 times for this football club, equaling 554 minutes. So he's at the elementary stage of his career and he's living the dream. Bearing in mind, if the refs had their way, he wouldn't have even played against City, people. He's got Calafiori, a 30, 40, 50 million pound signing on the bench. As I said, also living the dream with his broski and fellow Haalander, Ethan, he's had a great week himself. He scored 2 bangers. Obviously, it was a lovely goal against City. These two have announced themselves properly. We know they're first teamers. We obviously know that there's been a lot of struggles. There's injuries. We're talking about the title and Arsenal fans. This is a message to Arsenal fans only. I know what we've been saying in the few weeks and months. I know it's very fickle of me, but we're going to Dubai. We put out a statement victory against City. Maybe David Moyes has something against Liverpool. Potentially Liverpool slip up twice. Obviously, if we could go on a run of games, it feels like maybe the stars are aligning for one last dance, one last title charge. I'm even getting excited, people. But this is just like what we had with Saka and Smith Rowe. It's amazing. The hard work continues. How much money they've saved us, I don't know. You'd imagine at the very minimum, they're going to be in England's under 21 squad whenever that's announced. I think the next international break is in March. And boy, you know what? Tuchel, do the right thing. Cap them. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. This reminds me of Saka versus Smith Rowe. It just hits different. And next season, they're going to need some big boy numbers. With the greatest of respect to Kieran Tierney, if Lewis-Skelly is going to continue in this inverted role, number 3 shirt. Ethan, I know the 10 shirt is a big burden to carry, but you're worthy of it. Number 10. And let's be honest, I love Arsene Wenger, but I saw William Gallas wear the number 10, so we could hardly do wrong in that regard. Like I said, it's amazing. Ethan off the bench, Lewis-Skelly from the start. It's amazing stuff. How much money they've saved this football club, I don't know. I say I don't know because they're playing good every game, even though they just announced themselves. Boy, I can't praise you lot enough, man, because you two reflect today against City for what it's worth. Everything I demand of every player, young and old, you showed it to me. You scored 5 goals. You reacted to the setbacks. You controlled the controllables. I saw protagonists. I saw players that showed their teammates they should be trusted. And equally, I saw teammates trusting each other. From David Raya to Ethan to Lewis-Skelly to Thomas Partey, who absolutely rolled back the years, to Martin Odegaard, who finally got a good night's sleep. Declan Rice controlled it. Obviously even Kai Havertz. Again, there's a deeper discussion because Kai scored. When the game was kind of done and dusted. When it was high pressure moments, he missed. But even that, I think Martinelli, Trossard, everybody did their thing. But 9 times out of 10, it's been these 2 young players that have given Arsenal fans any confidence, and they're giving every reason. They're doing the business. Which probably makes you look at the Arsenal team a bit differently. Thank you for popping up. I don't know how much you've saved us, but you saved us a bloody good amount of money. And the man's living the dream. Absolutely living the dream. And what a cold celebration it was for Ethan. So I'm proud of these lads. As I said, we saw 2 screamers this week from Ethan, man. What a wonder of a left foot he has. And then I looked at this and, let's focus on the picture. Lewis-Skelly doing the Haaland celebration. What I would say, in a day and age where we say footballers lack passion and let's be honest, it's a PG kind of society. I like the shithousery from Gabriel and Haaland. What Haaland's doing, what Gabriel's doing, it probably gets them both going. And Haaland was clearly something happened because in the Etihad game, that's what kicked it off. Gabriel told you we're waiting for you like at the Emirates, so you didn't want to listen. That kicked it off. Like I don't know what it was, but I like that. This is why we watch football. I'm 29. I grew up on Man United, Arsenal, the shithousery and whatnot. Lewis-Skelly gets it. He's no idiot. He knows, and that's why I rate him a bit more. Everything this football club does, good, bad, celebrations. We've had celebration police. Everything is magnified and highlighted and talked about week in, week out. Obviously he's a cocky bastard for that, ain't he? Really and truly, he's horrible in it, really. But I hear it from Lewis-Skelly the same way. If I was Haaland, I would have celebrated in front of Gabriel when I scored. Same way Gabriel's giving him nonsense. If I was Lewis-Skelly, I'll be doing this. I'll be doing this. Lewis-Skelly's better than me because I would have done this. I would have done. When you see footballers do about 5 celebrations, anything I've seen Haaland do, I would have done it. You had the audacity to ask me, who am I? If you don't know me, you know me now. Make sure I give you my shirt and all. I'm sorry, yeah. But, obviously in this day and age, a lot of people hurt. I'm seeing grown men YouTubers dissing Lewis-Skelly and saying, what have you won at 18 years of age? Certain clubs are winning and big up City, but you're new to this relatively, big up the oil money and whatnot. People sitting at their yard saying, what have you done? Even if Lewis-Skelly never wins a trophy, he's done what I'm sure every YouTuber who's chatting shit and every journalist has done, is realizing their dream of being a professional footballer. I know. And if you didn't want to be a footballer, I can't lie. You can tell people that wanted to be footballers, whether you made it or not, or that was the dream, and people that just do all of this nonsense. There's a difference. They're rebels. Alfie Haaland, Haaland, it's on brand with City. Now I know why Haaland does this. And now I know why Goldilocks does this. He's getting these sassy traits from his dad. His dad's going and doing Twitter fingers. Haaland, you're a grown man. Tell your dad to stop drinking and stay away from the internet. He said this team, we obviously tweeted, or Arsenal tweeted this team, and he said this team that wins everything. He's throwing shade. Big up Man City. Big dogs, trebles, 100 points. They've done it all. But you acting like you played. If you can send shots, what have you done? Like, what have you actually done? Like, you acting like you played. You're acting like you played. I'm sorry, but you're genuinely acting like you played. You played, and you can see, if you care enough to go on Google, you can see you can see his pictures with his son. That's a proud moment. But you're acting like you played in the Prem. Have manners, man. Real Housewives of Manchester. Your players spoke about this you spoke nonsense after the Etihad game, with the exception of the other real ones at City, and obviously John Stones. I think he was quite complimentary, but this was poetic justice. Foden spoke, and he did actually have a decent game, but he made a fatal error. Bernardo Silva spoke, never saw him. And it's one thing listening to Haaland speak, listening to Bernardo Silva speak, listening to them kind of players there, because they've achieved things that they're great footballers. Akanji, you've achieved things by default. Remember who you are. Pep gave you these trophies. It was poetic justice. He did the chattings, and he made a mistake. What's going on? And what have you done with your career? Seriously, stay humble. I mean, I even saw Gary Neville on social media saying Gabriel's been disrespectful. Brother, you played for Man United when you could do that foolishness. Just like we said with the ref, they love to gaslight us. Stay humble. And you can see it meant something, because you heard Declan Rice say the stay humble, make reference to the stay humble stuff. Kendrick Lamar's song was playing after the game. These are us. Why I'm even more proud is, forget the trophy and whatnot. I'm looking at I'm looking at you lot as men, young and old. It comes down to self-respect. They disrespected us at the Etihad. They disrespected Mikel Arteta. You cannot let them come here and do nonsense. And we fought. We reacted to setbacks. We started well. My only criticism, I would say, is, the goal we conceded, pick up David Raya, the goal we conceded was cheap, obviously. I personally feel we started very well. We had some half chances that we didn't take advantage of. There was elements of letting City back in the game. If I'm very critical, I think the first 10 minutes of the second half, I think we started off on the back foot and City looked energized. We looked in issues there. These are areas of improvement. Again, I know the media will talk about game management, money spent, players, square pegs in round holes based on what Pep was doing. I know what they would say. But yeah, my players did what they needed to do. From Partey scored, it was goals galore. And it was one of the best nights of recent years, really and truly. And shows our progress against City, because this was a scoreline that City would do to us 9 times out of 10 once upon a time. And we wouldn't bat an eyelid. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm petty. Now, you've been a professional footballer, Mr. Haaland. You have. Haaland Senior. You've been a footballer. I haven't. But if you can send shots at my team, I'm allowed to speak. You had a great career. Bearing in mind, you're acting like you won the Prem and the Champs and that by living out your dreams through your son. Yeah. I promise you, when you go on Wikipedia, do you not normally, maybe I'm wrong, maybe he's one stuff. And shout out to Leeds, because they're a massive club. Maybe, and Forest the same. And I'm sure the Norwegian ones. Maybe I'm wrong, and he has one stuff. But I'm sure when you go on Wikipedia, there's an honors section, is there not, people? There's an honor section. Where's the honor section? What did you win? I could be wrong, but what did you win? What have you done with your career of note? Because we know why you're remembered. And I'm not even trying to take it there in the most respectful way. We all know why Roy Keane wouldn't be invited to a Haaland dinner. Not only did he have problems with Haaland Senior, he's out here calling your son a League Two baller. So you need to stop talking, go handle your business and stop talking on social media because this is the nonsense. You know, as an Arsenal fan, I'm happy today. I'm ecstatic. My boys showed everything I wanted to see. I'm complaining about a lack of a clean sheet against City, and we should have scored more. But in isolation, that's just a good result. We've got to go out there and try and turn it around against Newcastle. We've got to go to Dubai and do what we're doing. In fact, after the Newcastle game in the Cup, there's actually a passage of like 10 days. We need to really think about what we're doing. We still need a striker. And obviously, at the time of making this video, we're actually into deadline day. But come on. You know, they always do this thing. Arsenal come out and Gabriel's been disrespectful. But then if other people do that, it gives them the edge. I love it. I love the fact that we've got shithousery and bastardry at this football club. Nice guys finish last. That doesn't mean being, don't confuse being nice with good. Because I'm sure Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, all the guys at Man United, they'll help old ladies across the street. They'll help your mum with the shopping. But you see, once they cross that line, as I'm sure Lewis-Skelly and Gabriel and these kind of players are the same. But once you step onto that chalk, it's fight or flight mode. And again, what I saw today, and I'm even more proud, is I don't see this on a consistent basis. Let's be real. Normally, or the last few weeks, we're waffling about Ethan and Lewis-Skelly, two teenagers still can't even buy alcohol, and they've got the internet rattled. It's crazy. So I'm proud of my boys today. This needs to be the minimum. I'd love to win 5-1 every week, but I'm talking about all the other facets, people. So it's a good night. Did what we needed to do. I don't know why Haaland's dad needs to shut up. But anyways, it seems like sour grapes. You lot get back to the training ground. I know we've got a lot of work to do, man.